Could zombies ever exist? Welcome back to The Stuff You Should Think About, the podcast where we take everyday questions, strange facts, and fascinating topics and break them down in just a few minutes. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most popular monsters in movies and TV. Could zombies actually exist? Now, if you're thinking about the kind of zombies you see in movies, like The Walking Dead, where dead people climb out of their graves and start chasing everyone, the answer is pretty much no. Once someone dies, the brain quickly begins to break down. Without oxygen and blood flowing through the body, the muscles and organs stop working. There's no known way for a dead person to suddenly come back to life and start walking around. But here's where it gets interesting. There are actually things in nature that behave a little bit like zombies. One of the most famous examples is something called the zombie ant fungus. This fungus infects ants and slowly takes control of their behavior. It causes the ant to climb to a certain height, lock itself onto a leaf or a branch, and then the fungus grows out of the ant's body to spread its spores. The ant is basically being controlled. There are also parasites that can change the behavior of animals. For example, some parasites make mice less afraid of cats. That makes it easier for the cat to catch the mouse, which helps the parasite complete its life cycle. Even if rabies has some zombie-like features, rabies attacks the brain and the nervous system. It can make infected animals aggressive, confused, and afraid of water. It spreads through bites, which is one reason people sometimes compare it to zombie viruses in movies. Of course, people with rabies are not zombies, and modern medicine can often prevent the disease if treatment starts quickly after exposure. Scientists have also wondered whether a disease could ever change human behavior enough to make people act aggressively. While certain diseases can affect the brain, there's no known virus or parasite that could turn people into the flesh-eating zombies we see in movies. Hollywood takes a few real scientific ideas and turns them way up. That's what makes zombie stories fun. They're just believable enough to make you think, what if? And let's be honest, if a real zombie outbreak ever happened, half of the people probably wouldn't believe it until one showed up knocking on their front door. The other half would already be in the sporting goods store buying camping supplies and canned food. Personally, I'd probably be the guy standing there saying, nah, that's probably just somebody having a bad day. Then I realized they were trying to bite me. Thankfully, that's not something science says we need to worry about. So while zombie movies make for great entertainment, the chances of a real zombie apocalypse happening are about as close to zero as you can get. Thanks for listening to The Stuff You Should Think About. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow the podcast. And if you have a question or a topic you'd like us to discover, keep thinking, keep asking, and we'll see you next time.